firing on all. I'm gonna have to lean. They can get those early run. Mobile map control to have the IO. You never back from that with Drow on your team.
There's definitely sides where they managed to triangle.
Prepare for
I actually
battle.
don't agree more so than you want. I would lean harder toward.
それはどうかな
From my perspective,
他们说什么我也不
それ
会去。
はどうか
Might be
な
a quick
それはど
2-0
うか
then.
なそれはどうかな
Upper bracket. See how it all goes down with Cap and Kyle with a game number.
Thank you, Tsunami. That's right. We're here in Game 2 of Nigma versus PSG.LGD. It is the semi-upper bracket finals, and we are looking at a potential 2-0 here if LGD can just sweep it out. But the storyline we've been going with here is that Nigma has gotten very good at being able to learn from all the games that they played so far, and I'm sure there were a couple of things to learn from that last one. Kyle, what would you make of it?
Oh, definitely. First off, they still value the TA. It wasn't opening banned by them in this game, so they save it all the way for last. This time, I do think Nigma have a draft that can play with enough tempo to potentially overwhelm PSG.LGD. The Drow marksmanship procs, I was thinking about its relationship with DK, but it only ignores base armor, not the plus armor from Dragon Blood. So I think MC is really the key. Great hero against Storm and Drow. If he gets off to a nice lead, could be really effective for his squad. And Ancient Control is also going to be a big one because this game, PSG.LGD are the ones without any real method of farming Ancients.
Yeah. At least definitely not big ancient stacks. The Drow can definitely do them, but usually only a camp or two at a time. It's pretty slow compared to what a Templar Assassin is able to do.
And this time, again, Nigma, they have some actual sustain. Wisp, Phoenix, both got heals, both very likely holy locket heroes. And I've really enjoyed watching LTW play Gyrocopter, so we shall see.
Why Gyrocopter for him specifically?
I just like when he's on a hero that can actually make plays within the game.
Okay.
His Spectre has been solid, don't get me wrong, but that's very much like playing around his team. Gyrocopter forces your team to play around you and your movements and what you want to do. And I think he's been very good when placed in that position.
So you're saying that Nigma can do a little bit of a switch where Miracle, who's mostly been playing active heroes here in this position, he's kind of playing the one as a Templar Assassin, and you're saying ILTW, he's got what it takes to be able to play an active character.
Yes, exactly. All of those things.
Okay.
And I just think it might be a necessary adaptation, right? Because they pretty much stuck to their script in the last game and got rocked. So time to switch things up a bit. Again, GH on the Wisp. You can't really name a better hero-player combination. This is always fun to watch. And
man, it feels like they're pulling back some of the old school pickups, right? They brought the Rubik, who has been kind of out of meta, and they decided, like, okay, Rubik, it's still a good hero. They picked that one up. Now they're managed to get their hands on the IO. It feels like against Nigma specifically, if they can prove that these heroes are still good.
I saw some comment. It's like, okay, you know, Rubik, if it takes a legendary player in a wonderful Rubik game having to go absolutely bonkers to make the hero look pickable, it's probably just not very good. And in this case, the one other relationship to discuss would be the Undying and the Phoenix. It's a really cool idea where they don't really counter each other, but it's nice to have Tomb or Egg against each other, so you have that area of control. In addition, Gyro really just removes Undying's Tombstone from the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see why. Potentially just skip it. Not entirely, but yeah, he actually is already 1-1. I could see him potentially go like 2-2. We'll see, but it's very tough to make plays with Tomb when Gyro can just clear out all the zombies. Although it is a weird interaction with active Bulwark, because the flak shots that would hit zombies now will go to the Mars. Like, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And technically, Tomb inside the arena wouldn't be hit at all.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right.
Huh.
So there's definitely, I feel like he's definitely still maxed out Tombstone though. Even if the Gyro can counter it, it's like too good of an ability, right? And you need that kind of frontlining, hey, hit this instead of hitting my Drow Ranger, right? Everybody needs to be able to create some space for this Drow, who is going to be hoping to be able to keep her distance away from the Templar Assassins and Gyrocopters.
See it? Faith Beyond's active toggling to try and prevent last hits.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, really good Mars players. You can always tell they do in these 1v1s. They activate their bulwark every once in a while. See if they can deny the range creep. Yep. Uh-oh.
ILTW missed it.
Yeah, he had a rocket barrage for the other CS, so he almost missed 2 CS as a result of that play.
So good. Dota is so beautiful when played at this level because you could spend an hour talking about the drafts, the warding, the positioning, the micro moves within lanes, rotations. It's never going to end. And
Yeah, and then sometimes you just have a weird spell interaction somebody's using really well.
This will be the matchup to watch, though.
Okay.
I think Miracle is going to have to go off, and nothing to say.
Radiant's
Courier?
Good pick off. That'll take away the Null Talisman, and does kind of drag the creep wave with him. Not sure if Miracle wants that or not, but...
Kuro, is he going to check Rune, too? He's got to be cautious now. Zinq is already on the Rune. Kuro has no dive.
Tower is under attack.
So he just heads the top lane instead. Is the Dragon Knight really not needing him? I guess Drow before you have, I mean, even later on, right? Drow versus Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight has this plus armor that's good against marksmanship, but before that, his natural tankiness serves it even better. But I guess he doesn't want to support sapping his levels.
Well, we're going to see. It's, I don't know, to be honest. Like, they're just both supports ditching, but if Undying chooses to come back and start smacking MC in the face, it's definitely going to be difficult for him.
Coming back now, but Kuro is also on his way here. He's going to double stack real quickly before he shows up and laying at the mid. Darkopter. Looks like they're battling up a little bit here, taking a bit of damage, but GH, as soon as he tethers on in, they realize, okay, we can't hit ILTW. It's a good little bit of poke, but can't do much more.
Let's see. Okay. I'm trying to see. I really like the maneuver here. It's going to get planned out, but Kuroki actually just sentryed the sentry ward that was blocking the TA easy camp.
Yeah.
That's been active for some time. It's hurt the TA quite a bit. If you look at the CS, you never see TA below Storm just because of how much earlier. I've seen TAs oftentimes farming this camp at 1 minute 30 into the game, but unable to do so because of the pre-block.
What does that mean net worth wise? Let's see what the difference is between these two teams, because easy camp isn't worth that much. So TA still able to stay ahead despite that attempt. So in that theory, right, the easy camp, if it was there, Templar Assassin would be even farther ahead.
Yeah. The thing is, Storm more of a linear scaler, whereas TA, as soon as you're online and capable of taking ancient stacks, that's when your net worth starts to skyrocket.
Yeah.
And level 6, so the traps come out. Double warded as well, nothing to say, going for the bottle refill. I always forget that
Power
increased,
Rune?
the increased, what is it, item give range always freaks me out a bit. I'm like, oh, you're going to miss it, but
Oh, yeah.
you always get it onto the hero now.
Does manage to find an illusion rune to refill on Miracle's bottle, so he doesn't need the supports, but maybe he needs some help right now. Uses that illusion rune to be able to disjoint a bit, but the arrow lands on point. Still though, GH healing him up, nothing to say. He's the first to fall. Without their damage dealer, Miracle, he can actually wand up and turn around and fight. The tombstone's gone, and Miracle looks to be able to get his revenge. Dodges the spear. It's going to be Kuro who tanks that one instead. Faith Beyond looking to be able to even out the odds here. Zinq jumps away. Miracle laying the trap to help GH get away. Oh, cutting down the tree and sidestepping to the right. The arrow dodged, and now ILTW is the one here. They're not going to chase after that rocket, though.
That was really cool. Kuro with a slight juke on Kuro, letting him take the spear, and then another nice one to dodge the arrow.
Yeah, very nicely played.
Hopefully these guys got enough time on the trap levels in Aghanim's Lair. What was the name of that minigame?
Aghanim's Labyrinth.
Yeah. Never
Got to
thought-
get those sort of things right. That's a Valve product right there, Kyle. Come on.
Bring it back. Might need it for TI if these Mirana 4 positions keep getting picked up. MC just trading hits with the Drow. At this point, level 3 in your Dragon Blood, you just can't touch him anymore. And as expected, just right back to base. And this is now a jungle hero.
All right, so she's going to be heading to the triangle. Faith Beyond looking to be able to keep that triangle safe by sitting in lane here, keeping the gyrocopter out of the way. Why, in his rotation to catch some of the experience from this push at bottom lane, gets caught by the Phoenix Dragon Knight. So nobody's going to collect that experience. Nobody's going to be there for that gold. The creeps are just going to die and tower will inevitably fall at this rate.
And laning phase going much better for Team Nigma in comparison to the first, but more importantly, it feels like the mid-game team fight is a lot more even. They have answers to the Undying, there's no Tidehunter in sight,
Radiant's
and
bottom tower is under
DKTA are just so much easier to play around in a way than the Leshrac. Miracle also went for a very greedy build in the previous game. It was incredibly squishy and...
Okay, apparently. Rotation from nothing to say with the double damage rune he got in the bottom lane. This time around, he wins the 50-50, and he, like Miracle, uses that power rune to great success.
Yeah, we've given water runes at 2 and 4, but these power runes at 6 and 8, still incredibly devastating. Really well done by Nothing to Say. The perfect rotate, and he gets the key kill.
Meg. He is just poking at mind control here. Is that maxed out frost arrows? It really looks like it. Mind control, he's like, come on, throw the arrow already, but the arrow never comes out. Mind control is gonna live.
You just can't kill the arrow. He has 4 points Dragon Blood. Like, you just don't kill him.
Yeah.
Miracle, yep, really nice job. You want to always win the Sentry War. You can see Nigma actually have 2 down to ensure that these TA traps can stay set up.
Why do you think, by the way, that Ame did go back to bottom lane? You think he just doesn't think Nigma can get aggressive?
Looks that way. I think he might be mistaken, though. He'll probably find himself in trouble. ZQ.
top tower is under
On
attack.
to the high ground, but not out of sight.
This is why I don't want him here, because now Nigma, they know, wait, Ame, he TP'd here. It's going to be back off cooldown, but oh, are they going to go?
Fortunately, the Dragon Tail stun is going to be too far away. Nice play by Ame. He reads the fact that he should not be TPing back to base. TPs to the opposite side of the map, so he should be able to free farm. Looking to be able to trade towers as well.
The TP out, that's the difference between an elite carry and a good carry, because if he's still in lane, he's trusting in his ward, he's just dead there, but ultimately he just brings in a rotation, obviously expected it, and gets the TP away. So he's a minute late to the off lane, but the same result. He'll kill tower in a trade. OMC. Tank and arrow.
This time, top lane, Nothing to Say. Gonna get a regen. That's 2 power runes for him. Really impactful.
Seriously.
Double damage and regen for a storm.
Meanwhile, though, Miracle has been away from the runes due to the ancient stack he just farmed up.
Yep.
Going for the Dragonlance. I like this build a lot. I think the TA Blink Dagger style is just kind of dead. You have to play it like you're a real hard carry. Dragonlance into Deso, and you're strong. You look to make a fight. In addition, you don't have the same delivery issues because you might be tethered. You've got a bunch of stuns in front of you.
Nothing to Say. All over the place with that zip. He does find the kill anyway on the Phoenix. Nigma's going to be setting up here. Should be able to get this fast kill on the Undying. The Tombstone is out, though. ILCW needs to be able to deal with that one, but he's going to be speared into the arena wall. And Nothing to Say with the follow-up chain disables. GH doesn't have relocate, so he can't save his carry here. The arrow going to go wide, but the shots on GH, they're going to be on point.
Nice job, PSG.LGD. The panel brought it up. In the first game, they let these tier 1 towers die. This time, different type of draft, different style. They have to try and defend them, and they do just that. I now understand the Tombstone inside the arena, it's just not killable, it feels, unless somehow Team Nigma are like 3 heroes inside of it already, and that's a dangerous position to be in.
Beyond doing what he can to tank these range shots for the tower. Miracle actually saying, okay, you want to take some shots? How about some of these? Throws a meld out, tries to push Faith Beyond back. It works for a moment here, and they should be able to finish off this tower. PSG.LGD, they have been a bit more loath, as you said, to give away these towers, and it looks like they're going to keep going here. Supernova on out, so PSG.LGD can't fight back. They're going to lose. Why? And just have to watch him die.
Both teams so good at cutting their losses. I think that's the hallmark of PSG.LGD so far this tournament. Every time you see them lose an objective, at most it feels like they bleed their 5 position. It's very rare you see them lose 2 or 3 heroes in a bad fight. When they commit to an engagement, oftentimes they're the winners. And in this game, they should have the ability to pick and choose most of their clashes, but you know, Team Nigma, they do have the global mobility. You see the sentries spreading across the map. Traps soon to probably do the same. For now, Miracle will retreat back into his jungle. MC Is he getting a Blink Dagger anytime?
Yeah,
soon?
that's what he has queued up next, but it's
Very close.
very, very close to it indeed. They really need that gap closing measure against the Drow Ranger, but probably that's for later on. More importantly, right now, they need ways to be able to catch this Storm Spirit. And our panel was talking about it. I think BSJ said it's going to be so important. They're like two very key pickoffs on this Storm Spirit could turn the game entirely into the favor of Nigma.
Feels like it's much easier said than done after watching the Puck performance in the previous game. I love the build too. Kaya into the Sanj, just for the status resist, is really effective in a game like this. You want that extra HP too, because if you do die, it'll be in a DK stun. A lot of burst necessary.
Are you guys gonna play the game?
Maelstrom up for ILTW. Taunting, as he's been probably the most active of all of the Nigma players with this.
Got one of the best fan packs though. Our boy
Radiant's
Little Nick.
middle tower is under attack.
Love the fan pack edition, by the way. Such a cool way to kind of show
Dire's
love to
bottom
teams across the
tower is
board.
under attack.
Ame gonna be found with a heavy smoke rotation. Moonlight Shadow is not gonna save him, neither is the Arena. In fact, Base Beyond can do little with this as the spear
Dire's
is launched
bottom
onto a
tower is
Dragonite.
under
As you can
attack.
see, tanky, full to the brim, and not gonna die anytime soon. They're gonna try and play this game super fast, picking up the pace, going for Roche.
TA's got a DD. Somewhere across the ocean, I hear an old economics professor shaking his fist because this DD guarantees the Roach. The scan comes out. Maybe if we listen, we can hear goddamn double damage. Shouldn't work on Roche, but it does. Initiation immediately. Careful about the high ground if he gets tuned down, though.
Nice spear. And there is the tomb on the high ground here. Ame, he's feeling good about this fight. Long jump in from nothing to say. Identifying GA, trying to go for him first. The Supernova to protect, but they can maybe get away from this one as Mind Control dropping lower and lower. They finish him off. Decay does enough damage, and even though they have the Aegis, they will lose this fight. Nigma will keep that extra life intact for the Templar Assassin, yes, but they stumble into a bad fight there.
Yeah, it's the high ground tomb, Cap. You can't fight into it. It's the strongest position. It is what makes Undying viable whenever he's picked. This tomb, this fight's impossible now. DK, he's unable to kill off those zombies. By the time he dies, there's like 6 of them on him. Yeah, there's an egg, but the trouble is it keeps Nigma in this area. They're able to be picked apart. Decay spam. Arrows come out. Drow just pummeling in damage. The Frost Arrows plus zombie synergy is actually pretty sick because previously, like, Drow just can't move. DK can't move.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it really does allow this Drow Ranger to be able to keep her distance. And we saw that put to great effect. So the next time Nigma are thinking about taking a team fight, they're going to need to set it up a little bit better. Feels like they almost felt like that was just going to be a gimme kill that they could get. After all, we've got Aegis, we're strong. Not the case, though. Gotta respect LGD and their capabilities right now. They're going to try and bring down Miracle twice. Aegis first, spirit him back deeper into the rest of the teams. Oh, but a relocate out. That's going to be able to bail him away. GH, nicely done. And now it's LGD. Maybe caught in this one. Pushed back by the guts. They're trying to deal with the Tombstone. They're trying to put out the damage, but the Gyrocopter just died so quickly without GH's tether.
Just not nearly as tanky as he thinks he is, Cap, and he didn't even get the wand off. They're fighting into Tombstone. Yeah, they cleared it, but it was just a little too late. GH bring his team away. They no damage. Hang on.
Going back in, trying to execute the Drow Ranger real quickly. They got him. Massive amounts of minus armor comes from Miracle with Mind Control, outputting a bit of physical damage as well. The side blades pumping in a bit more. Sin Q, he's going to be target. They do manage to get an extra kill on top of this one. Nigma not going to go down without a fight here, it seems, in this game 2. They are currently holding the net worth lead, holding the Aegis still for another 2.5 minutes, and showing that they can outfight LGD.
That was huge. GH got his mech delivered during that fight. It helped keep the TA alive and in fighting shape.
Sorry, why? So 3 kills, essentially, from that team fight.
A haste rune on Miracles what set that all up, though. He also got the Deso timing. We're going to see in the replay. Yeah, Drow dies and just like one hit, Miracle pops off. That was a sick kill, but here comes the mech. There it is, popped. Now Miracle survives. That allows them to pursue for more.
Yeah, I mean, he would die and he would come back with the Aegis, but the fact that he would lose that haste rune and be unable to pursue for the Mirana kill is...
leads then to the kill bottom, too.
Yeah.
They get those extra seconds. Instead of having to regroup around that respawn, they can continue pressing. They find an Undying bonus kill. And oh my, Miracle suddenly 3K ahead of the game. Like, you glance
dear.
over. Yeah, that's TA Dota.
Yeah, that's Templar Assassin for you, for sure. He's going to be working on the BKB next rather than the Blink Dagger. I wasn't sure which way you would go since you have the extra life of the Aegis and
No blink.
no Blink.
Blink is no damage. You have catch. You've got
Okay.
team fight in front of you with the gyro and the DK. Your job is DPS. And if he has BKB, suddenly what really threatens him, right?
You don't think he'll ever go Blink in this game? Because a big part of your job isn't it killing the Drow? I feel like if they don't get on top of the Drow, they're not going to win fights.
Out of DD. This is there are some forces at work. Our screenwriters have realized Team Nigma, they might need a little bit of help with their plot armor.
Yeah, well, I mean, we already
these
gave them
final
that
bosses.
helping hand during the wildcard series. Managed to get through there ever so barely.
Definitely feeling good, but I like what PSG.LGD are doing here. We saw it in the first game as well. They were willing to let tier 1s go, but they will not give up tier 2. They will not give up outpost. It doesn't matter if TA has Aegis. They're going to fight for their lives around that tier 2. They were set up in advance. They even had double wards prepared. Like, that was their battleground. You're going to invis up. What will they find? Nigma's split right now.
Smoking through. Find the best situation here is being able to kill this Phoenix, chain stun him, no supernova,
Radiant's
and then
middle
eventually
tower
run down the
is under
Dragonite,
attack.
take that tier 1. The problem is, diving into the tier 1 off lane, it's always a very crowded area. There's a lot of TP points available for Nigma to respond.
And they have a perfect set of ones. I see them now. They know they're smoked in the area.
Yep. Trap. It pops. They immediately pop Moonlight Shadow. They're like, oh crap, they know we're here.
The beauty of the draft when you have the Wisp is that Nigma, they're farming in 3 places. Yeah, they can play conservatively under the tier 1 bot because Miracle's farming and the Wisp Gyro are farming. Miracle just hold TP. They represent being 5, but they're in 3 places at once. With the DD bottled, BKB just 400 gold away. They would really love to get that off. And
It's on its way now.
LTW with his BKB as well. This is the huge timing for Team Nigma. Double BKB on the cores. As the panel said, though, killing the Storm, that'll be the tough part. You might not have to, though, if you can get on top of the Drow, who has started to fall off. The downside of this hero, of course, especially when you go to max Frost Armor build, you just aren't farming very much. 7.7k net worth, this is not a threat.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those heroes that doesn't farm as fast as others, but it does. She makes better use of the farm sometimes. Super way to be able to burn through armor. Faith Beyond, very nicely done by him.
Yep. And you can see he's going to be building up for a Vanguard, primarily because of the
Dire's
Crimson
middle
Guard
tower
effect.
is
Combine that
under
with the
attack.
Bulwark, that'll severely limit the damage LTW is able to pump out. Right now, Team Nigma, they're feeling themselves. It's a good spot to be in. They have DD, no Aegis, doesn't really matter. That's a perfect trap.
They're going to try and take this somewhere, but it's not like they really know they have a numbers advantage because of the relocate.
Yep.
There would still be 5. An arrow catches him. He melds immediately right before it hits him. They do have the sentry already in place, perhaps knowing that this fight was going to be coming to
Radiant's
their tier
bottom
2
tower
tower.
is under attack.
Relocate up to the top lane. My Control has found his opening. It's just Y, so it's an okay pickoff. But for Dragon Form and Relocate, I'm not loving it. You can see LGD, they're already making a move to the bottom lane. They're going to try and catch these heroes now while the Relocate is still active, but they ran into Miracle first, and they didn't manage to burst him down. Throws out the arena and keeping Miracle at bay here. He's not going to pop his BKB, running out of the magic damage. Woo, man, that was a close call there. Gyrocopter almost sniping him with that ultimate.
It's been a while since TI6, but Faith Beyond's still playing like a TI winner.
Yeah, he certainly is.
That kill on Undying, that sets up the area control, though. Now suddenly they feel more just confident pushing for the tier 2. They recognize there must be a ward there because Miracle was jumped from very far away. Nice job, Nigma just playing the map right. Pearl was still there. Can't dive too deep
Radiant's bottom tower
onto a
has
TA.
fallen.
He had the BKB, still held it, and that's the outpost. And the whole squad 3-mans it. And they get it just before 22 minutes. That's an XP boon. Another one.
It's not that much, though.
What? It's something.
I mean, I think it's like... I think it totals up to like
an extra
100
bounty
experience
room,
or
but of
something.
experience. They have DD. It's time to go. Double BKB. Nigma have all the shots right now.
trying to get the Dragon Tail. The Manta already going off, but he missed the silence. Still, though, the Moonlight Shadow going out will help him hide, help him TPL. Nice arrow again. Stopping mind control
Radiant's top
and
tower
allowing
has
Ame
fallen.
to be able to TP away peacefully.
Dire are
They
scanning.
are still very much in control of this game. A little bit of
Dire's
edit to the
middle tower
draft.
is under
Nigma's
attack.
mid game is significantly stronger with the gyro than it was a Spectre. And they're punishing PSG.LGD for their lack of battle readiness. And Beyond once again, in a little bit of danger.
Is he looking
How is
for him?
he
Oh my
juking
god,
this?
he juked him out. Can he keep this going? The blink for blink. Now, mind control, if he times this right, he can stop. Oh, nice spear back from Faith Beyond. As if he did the breathe fire on him and put the blink dagger back on cooldown, that TP, oh, makes it again. Damn,
Yeah.
LGD
They're
playing
playing
the
with fire.
margins here.
My god, that's like narrowest of margins to 3 kills.
Uh-huh.
Drow, Mirana, and Mars all surviving within a moment of each other. They do go for the blink on Miracle. And in this spot, I can see it because you're ahead. Like, it's very obvious PSG.LGD are avoiding combat. And now with the blink dagger, you can punish them a little bit for it. Roche up. Do you fight PSG.LGD? They look like they might be thinking about it. But, oh, hey! Double damage.
It happened again. And again. And again, and again, and again. And they're doing Roshan so quickly that LGD really isn't going to be here in time. The best they can hope for is a snipe on Roche with the arrow, but
Who takes the shard is the question.
I'll take that.
Templar Assassin for the silence, I think, is kind of the go-to. Eventually, you'll get the Aghanim Scepter, which makes the
Yeah.
silence even
Dire's
more
bottom
powerful.
tower is under attack.
Because then you just, voila, appear with an astral projection and their silence.
That is actually quite nice against Storm. The Lincolns that he just picked up, that's to counter the one thing Nigma had until that
Dire's
moment to
structures
deal with him,
are
which is a
fortified.
point-blank DK stun. Now, a silence, he has no removal as soon as that illusion rune leaves his bottle, so
Dire's
it's
bottom
actually
tower is under
perfect
attack.
shot. And that second roach, the TAW, it's only 24.5 minutes in. Like, that's a really fast second roach.
Yeah. Yeah, if he runs into like a double trap scenario, he could very easily get silence, relocated on.
Yep.
If a second trap is somewhere nearby, hits him again, like,
Dire's
you don't
bottom
even
tower
need a
has
stun at
fallen.
that point.
Miracle, he's setting up for it.
See each other. Faith Beyond
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
knows that right now LGD is not the predators, they are the prey. Currently trying to outmaneuver Nigma. A trap that doesn't quite spot. Nothing to say. He's going to pop out now, see if he can kill a creep wave, and then probably jump TP away. The silence isn't going to last for long. The second trap going off, though. He zips one direction and does the long zip. Make sure his TP goes off.
The thing is, though,
Look at that. He's not going to go BKB. Even though he just got hit by a silence trap, he is building into the Aghanim Scepter.
I think it's necessary, though.
Yeah.
Like, a defensive item is just going to leave them damage locked out because they still won't win a fight. They actually need an offensive powerhouse, and that should keep the Tomb alive a little longer. The Drow volley will land. Like, both teams playing well. Nigma getting everything they can, just so close to a bunch of extra kills. But PSG.LGD, they're bleeding, they're bloody, but they are not out of this game. We've seen how powerful a Drow high ground defense can be,
Radiant's
especially
top
when it's
tower
backed
is under
by
attack.
Mars, by Undying, a potential arrow coming out. The Aegis is still in play, and LTW wants this tier 2.
Faith Beyond gets a CS with the spear, blinks away before mind control could catch him. The tier 2 is still going to
Radiant's
fall,
top
though.
tower has
Nigma
fallen.
beginning to tighten that noose bit by bit. LGD feeling the map being locked out. Nothing to say is out here with Y. They spot him on a ward spot, so they're going to relocate. Heavy commitment. Oh, actually, silence on, silence two. Nothing to say. No more traps to be able to catch him, and he's got plenty of mana to keep on zipping. Traps, though, he's got to watch out for
Yeah.
those.
It's getting real spooky. Miracle very much a force, and the thing is, because of the Wisp factor, LTW, he's starting to catch up with net worth too. He's actually farming more than Miracle, who transitioned into this more of a playmaker, true assassin style, because LTW now with the Ags on top of the BKB, he is very strong. Mind control, yeah, he might not have the net worth, but this DK hero, there's a reason they're first picking it. Point blank stun, incredibly durable.
They're trying to get control of their triangle again because they know the Templar Assassin is still bottom lane. This is a really nice move. Long zip over, trying to kill GH as quick as possible. Nothing to say, does have him dead. Lincoln's gonna block the stun. BKB activated by ILTW, and that's one of his longer ones.
That's something. The BKB timings are what to watch for on Team Nigma. Right now, they've got a triple on all 3 cores.
Look at all these traps. He is well prepared. If nothing to say, wants to come and try and push out this bottom lane again, he's going to make sure he has a better chance of catching him. But PSG.LGD with GH dead, they're saying, let's keep this going. The smoke up, they're going to be able to find Kuro. Both supports should die here as the arrow follows that one up. Nigma are actually going to try and take this fight. They don't have buybacks on the supports, but they're still trying to do this. The Tombstone's going to go out. Long zip over, catching ILTW, while at the same time, Mind Control trying to deal with the Tombstone while he's still BKB'd up. ILTW going for Faith Beyond, who tanks up as much damage as possible, but ILTW gets burned out by Nothing to Say. He didn't have a BKB for that fight because he used it earlier to TP away, so I am puzzled, Kyle, at why Nigma chose to take that fight.
Just feeling a little cocky, right? They had the Aegis, they were trying to use it, but you saw Miracle just got ignored. He had blinked in initially, Nothing to Say, just whizzed right past him to get the gyro. As you said, BKB had been popped. Man, PSG, they're just on top of the cooldown usage, and they got the core target. Nigma ran into Tombstone, and they initiate on the Mars. Yeah, they kill the Mars, but just not a great fight. To your point, GH did not have buyback. Otherwise, maybe that turns on its head a little bit. I think we were kind of playing like he did have it.
I want to say, it's getting a little spooky for me because I have seen so many Drow games where she does manage to come back off of like just a couple of picks, stalls out the game, and then you go for that high ground push, and all of a sudden you realize like, oh, this hero's like 6, 7, 8 shotting my carry. Like she's just shredding this agility hero that we have who doesn't have any bonus armor. And I think, well, it's our gyrocopter. I don't think he's built anything that has bonus armor. Am I wrong in that?
No, it's a good point. 19, TA the same, just a flat 20. So the specific timing will be the Scotty. Because all of a sudden, we've discussed it, but it's not the Spirit Vessel that's the real answer. They have one already on the Mirana, but it's the Scotty. You add those two things together, and suddenly the Wisp heal factor just kind of gets removed. Consider that, you know, he's going for an Aeon Disc, not a Holy Lock. I actually like that because they don't want to overdo the healing, because ultimately PSG.LGD at a point will negate that. And if you committed too much to that as your win condition, it puts you in a real tough spot as Team Nigma. Instead, they have the Lotus Orb and the Phoenix. That's very good to remove the Vessel to potentially prevent stuns, but also they're now going for the Aeon Disc on the Wisp. That is going to be huge.
Yeah, I would say probably a bit of that is the fact that GH has died to Nothing to Say like 3 times in a row now from these long zips. He's like, I gotta value my own life a little bit more. Miracle playing around with this Invis rune, hoping somebody from LGD is gonna break formation, but they've been very disciplined in that.
The Aghanims was up on the Storm. He also took the Vortex talent, so if he gets a big pull, that's a 3-second stun on numerous heroes.
Okay, my one thing with this is they don't have like an AoE stun to combo with this.
True.
Like literally all they have is maybe Mars gets a shard and he can spear 2 people instead of the 1, but like,
it's just the damage from the Storm itself, right? You get a big Remnant, he's talented for that as well, into an Overload. Perhaps that's just enough. And also, you're going to be clumped as Team Nigma. You're going to be forced to hold hands in a team fight. This kind of provides that AoE threat. Oh, nice BKB.
Turning around, dodging the Dragon Tail, jumping forward, Nothing to Say. Managed to get that AoE disabled, keeping Miracle out of the team fight. That allows Ame to be able to fight a bit more with the Mind Control. Dragonite, they get away through the arena. The BKB is pursuing here. Managed to get wide, keeping out Faith Beyond. He's not going to be able to do anything. Burned down by the Sun Ray of the Phoenix.
They don't have damage cap. That was, I mean, Faith Beyond, his job, he just tried to defend the Tombstone, and he did his best. Played nearly the whole fight with Bulwark toggled, but you're right. Where is the damage? That was a 2-man pull. There's no follow-up. You can't kill Kuro, and Nigma are just way stronger in a fight like that.
I think it's Mind Control, right? If Mind Control always positions himself where he's on top of the Drow Ranger, maybe he's disabling marksmanship, but even if he's not, if he's saying like, hey, in order to get to my other heroes, you have to go through me first. Like, Drow isn't that kind of hero. You can't just walk past people, right? So he has to hit this Dragonite, but the Dragonite is so tanky against this Drow, and he's got his BKB as well, so he's not taking magic damage from anybody else, that all their damage is just onto this one hero that won't die.
That's true.
They're gonna move over, smoking over to Miracle, and they do manage to catch Drow Ranger this time around. The BKB, it may not be able to save him. He's running. Nigma though, catching up. Miracle popping the man to high ground. Oh, turn around for the BKB pop up. Miracle, where are all these shots going? They're all getting blocked by the bulwark. It's not good enough though. The Supernova on the high ground. Nigma take full control of the LGD base now. Long zip in though. They're going to be able to pull a couple here with this one. The arrow following up, managed to land on the Phoenix. Miracle though is walking away, and that is what LGD cannot abide by. Nothing to say. Trying to put out measly bit of damage onto ILTW, but they really need Ame for that. But Ame is being chased down by Kuro. Kuro is actually going to go for this one, but the man to pop turns around quickly, kills the Phoenix. It was a good try for the captain Enigma, but he still dies. Nothing to say. Back and forth. Now it's used all of his mana to be able to kill the Gyrocopter, but can he get out? The bulwark shots do not absorb the damage. Stormseer dies. Stormseer zips. Stormseer looks to be able to stop the TP, but he doesn't get there in time. Instead, he'll have to content himself with a kill on mind control, but it's just not the same as getting that kill onto Miracle.
Really well done by Nigma. They just hard commit. They have the damage. You can see they threw everything, but they got on top of the Drow. That's the key.
Nice arrow.
And you're right. There's just not follow-up. A huge pull off the buyback, but for what? You know, you got Kuro, you landed an arrow, and eventually you wiped the floor with Team Nigma, but Roshan will not be spawning anytime soon. Just getting 30 seconds, but that won't be fast enough, I don't believe.
To be clear, what you're saying is, like, his initial jumps aren't doing a ton.
Yeah.
A big part of the reason they win that fight, right, is Nigma has dove in so deep, and it's against a Storm Spirit.
Yeah.
Like, Storm Spirit buybacks are, like, the most valuable thing when you're committed like this as LGD. Back inside the game, though, nothing to say. Oh, it's a haste rune.
Might have died if not for that.
Yeah.
Dataless TA, like, there's just so much raw damage output on the side of Team Nigma. Like, the draft of PSG.LGD, it's damage mitigation, but they simply can't mitigate through all the damn damage. And MC, he's consistently placing himself between the enemy team and his allies, and just doing a great job so far. Roshan has spawned, though. They have
to get this.
They
blew every single one of their core buybacks, so this is a must-have second life for them. Miracle's gonna jump in. Can he manage to steal this Aegis? He's trying to kill the Drow Ranger first before they can pick up that secondary life, but the bulwark shot, it takes it away and snatches up the Aegis. Is the Drow Ranger actually Storm's turn instead? Storm with that secondary life, can he actually win this fight? The spear on through, keeping Miracle out of the fight. He does end up dying here, but ILTW representing so much damage, cleaning up most of LGD, so even if they get away with the Aegis on the Storm Spirit, it's him and his two supports. That's it.
A couple more now, yeah. Buybacks from Miracle and Kuro. They recognize, whoa, we've a huge window. They know for a fact there cannot be a buyback on the Drow or the Mars. They used it in the previous fight. You have a 5-on-3 for a full minute plus.
Nothing to say. He's going to have to do some wild shit here to be able to hold this game together. He's got a full minute of trying to defend this throne. He can zip back and forth so many times, but will he have enough damage to keep them away? He's trying to kill creeps right now, but there's still 2 melee creeps he has to deal with. Pulling him out. He's got to just keep pulling him. It doesn't even matter if he loses his life here. As long as he keeps the creeps away from the base and the backdoor protection is up, it's okay. Zip away. Can he get out of this one? It doesn't look like. Oh, whoa! The Lotus Sword coming out from Shinkyu. He snuck in with the Moonlight Shadow and managed to save his ally. Backdoor protection. It's down though. The creeps are still coming in. They may have saved the Storm Spirit, but he's got to figure out a way to be able to stall this. He kills the creep wave. Backdoor protection will be coming up soon, but maybe not fast enough. The tier 4 towers, they're already dead. The throne is exposed. Nigma's gunning for it. 15 seconds left. The Drow Ranger, but it's going to be about 10 seconds too late as Nigma finish up the game. A giant roar coming from the side of Nigma.